Hey, it's Aaron from Body by Aaron, and I'm here today to give you some mobility drills for your hips. I have Grady here who's going to demo some stuff for us. Grady's a former football player, and how's your hip mobility?
Not the best.
So we're going to improve that today. So I'm going to give you some really detailed corrections and things that you can do on a daily basis that will improve your hip extension, your external rotation, and your hip abduction. So anyway, this is your homework that I'd like you to practice every day. We're going to start with warming up our tissues for the mobility work we're going to do today. We're actually going to use the classic yoga tune-up balls, which are these size, and I'm going to show you the ball placement for the piriformis. Right here is his greater trochanter of the femur, and right here is his sacrum. And we're literally going to embed these yoga tune-up balls right here. The piriformis is deep to the glute max, so this is going to be his placement. That's placement number 1. Placement number 2 is for the glute medius. So glute medius, I want you to use the plus size balls, and Grady, for demonstration purposes, is going to lift his leg to the side, and he's going to have hip abduction, which means this muscle is going to fire, which is the glute medius. Do you feel that working? He says yes. So put the leg back down. We know right here is where the glute medius is, and when you have the ball here, you're definitely going to feel it. We're in ball placement number 1. So Grady has those yoga tune-up balls in that spot in between his sacrum and his greater trochanter. And I'm going to have him inhale. So inhale, contract the glutes. And exhale, release. And he's trying to get rid of as much tension as he can in his body weight, resting more into those yoga tune-up balls. Once again, inhale, contract. And exhale, release. We'll go one more time. Inhale, contract. And exhale, release. Now, even just doing this, what side is actually tighter?
My left side.
So his left side is. So we're always trying to assess what's going on and see what side has more tension. I'm going to have him take out his right yoga tune-up ball, and you hand it to me. This knee is going to go straight up to the ceiling, and now he's going to go back and forth. So actually move your hips back and forth. You're going to scroll from side to side, and still keeping that pressure. And actually, even just doing one pass, do you find more spots are have a little bit more tension than others?
Oh, all of them, yeah.
Yeah, all of them, yeah. So exactly. So he's going to move back and forth. Let's just do 2 more. So going back again, scrolling from left to right. And another thing is if you want, do 1 more and actually stop where you feel that there's tension. So even he found it, he's just relaxing. You want to hold that until you feel a little bit more release. And we're going to add on to the 3rd one. So now you're actually going to move that yoga tune-up ball to the greater trochanter. And now you're going to circle where you're going to move your hips kind of like there you go. And you're going to get a little bit of glute medius and a little bit of the fibers of the glute max, as well as the attachment point for the piriformis. Anyway, those are the 3 things you can do for piriformis. Okay, so now we're actually going to work with the glute medius. So these are the plus size balls. So they're the middle size. And remember, this is the ball placement where you're going to put it in your glute medius. So go ahead and grab the yoga tune-up ball. You're going to place that down. This leg goes out, and basically this is the position. I'm on my elbow. And the first thing I want you to do is you're going to flex and point your foot, and you're going to move your body. So basically, do you feel that right away? Yeah, so right here in the glute medius, this is going to loosen up your glute medius like nobody's business. Flex and point. I'm going back and forth. I mean, I could literally be here for like 2 minutes. I mean, this is just amazing, actually. So I'm going back and forth. This is stripping the muscle, getting more range of motion. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to move your pelvis this direction, so pubic bone to breastbone, and then you're going to arch your back. So you're going to go like this with the pelvis front, and again back. And one more time it goes front and back. So we're going to do abduction of the hips. So I want you to take this leg and I want you to push it down into the mat as hard as you can, which is going to fire that glute medius, and then you relax and you're going to feel that. And again, contract, pushing that leg down, and relax. And again, contract, pushing the leg down and relax. And if you spend some time with it, you could even move the ball a little bit. So move the ball just a hair and do the same thing, pushing the leg down into the mat. You feel it? Yeah, because you're looking for that stuck tension. Pushing the leg down into the ground, contract and relax. Now the next one we're going to do, and I'm going through it pretty quick because you'll know the routine after a while. I want you to lift the leg. This is hip adduction. This is you're gonna die with this. So you're gonna lift the leg and lower it back down, and again lift, and lower, and again lift, and lower. If you're super advanced, you can lift the leg and actually move a little bit. But this one's really hard. This is, you're gonna bend the knee on this. This is just murder. So don't do it yet, Grady. You're gonna extend the leg and it's gonna go all the way down. And I'll just do this direction first. Grady, go ahead and demo. So Grady's gonna demo. He bends the knee, he extends the leg out. And if you notice, what I want from him more is I want his knee to stay here. Now extend the leg. There you go.
Okay.
And then go, yep. So now bend the knee and the leg goes out that way. You got it. Do you feel more mobile on one side than the other?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, so significantly. So anyway, this is the warm-up. You have the piriformis warm-up and you have the glute medius warm-up. Now I'm actually gonna work on actual hip mobility and we're gonna do it against the wall. Check it out. There's a few things that I wanna show you. I wanna show you a term that I call pubic bone to breastbone. When I say pubic bone to breastbone, your pubic bone is here, your breastbone is here, and I want you to just do pubic bone to breastbone and not too much where you're here. That's just not what I want. I just want enough that you'll feel your rectus abdominis fire, so your six-pack will fire, and also your glute. The reason why we do this is because it puts the pelvis in line with the rib cage and it kind of flattens our back out. He's pulling his knee in as much as he can. He's improving this mobility. And right here against the wall, his foot is pressing into the wall as hard as he can. He's doing pubic bone to breastbone, and he's pushing his heel towards the midline. So we're holding this for 90 seconds, and you can literally set a timer on your phone. As he's pushing the floor away, this leg is as straight as possible, pubic bone to breastbone, scapular depression, knee pulling in as much as possible. Once again, 90 seconds, active inhale, passive exhale. Anyway, that's pelvic primer. So the first thing that we did was the knee to chest. We did the right side and the left side for 90 seconds. Now we're moving on to half happy baby. So Grady's gonna bend his knee into his chest, and I'm gonna help him with this. We're gonna bring this leg over here, and he's tight here, so we're gonna work the best that we can. We wanna externally rotate here, and we want a joint stack where this ankle is right above the knee. We're actually gonna use a yoga strap. I'll mail that to you as well, just give me your address. Both straps go into his right hand. Left hand can go to the side. And what I want here is externally rotate more, and that's your position. Okay, so you're gonna hold here. He's still pushing this down as much as possible, but what we're working on is three things. Hip flexion, which was what the component that we did before. Now we're doing external rotation. This is difficult. He's externally rotating actively. Do you feel that? And he's trying to move this knee this way, which is just hip abduction. Now I do this with people. You can't do this without me, but I put the strap here, and what my goal is I'm trying to get him to depress his hip to create more space in his back. Did you feel that?
It feels awesome.
Feels awesome, doesn't it? So this is passive inhale, active exhale. And you're really focusing on pushing this into the wall and still giving more external rotation. And extend the knee more. And don't flare the ribs. There you go. Perfect. So you can focus on this. This is half happy baby, half, and the other half is just straight. We do the right side for 90 seconds and we do the left side for 90 seconds. This will massively improve if you do it literally for 6 to 8 weeks in a row. Your hips are gonna be so much more mobile. All right, on to leg stretch number 1. So Grady has once again, his leg pushing into the wall, pubic bone to breastbone. His heel is pushing into the wall, and also his leg is pushing towards the midline, meaning his left leg. Now here, we're gonna use a strap. This is gonna go here. This goes mid-foot, and ideally what I want is this leg completely straight right up here 90 degrees, but he's not there yet. So this leg is straight. After you do 90 seconds of that, we're gonna do 90 seconds with leg stretch 1.5, which means I wanna keep this leg straight, and I'm gonna move this leg across the body. He has a tendency to bend the knee, so keep the leg straight, just like this. And we're gonna hold that for 90 seconds. This is getting more biceps femoris, which is the lateral portion of the hamstrings. Straighten the leg, and then you're gonna hold. He's still actively pushing into the wall as much as possible here, depressing his hip here, and he's practicing flexing the foot. And do you feel that all the way up your back?
I feel it all the way up my back.
The whole thing, okay? So we're really attacking the hamstrings here. And when he's done, he bends the knee back in, and then he does the other side. So you're gonna add a yoga block to the whole sequence from the top. So go ahead and lay on your back, and you're gonna place this. So lay on your back, just like that. And then his hips are gonna go up. And he's gonna literally place this, and once again, let me see. Yeah, he's perfect. So this is very important. Left leg pushes in the wall, bend this knee into the chest. And he's gonna pull this in. And as you can see, what's happening here is he has space here. And this leg is actually now technically into hip extension. Do you feel that? And now push that heel. Ah, you need to scoot forward.
The wall
He was cheating,
It's
which
sticking.
happens. So he pushes this here, pubic bone to breastbone. Remember pulling that knee, active inhale, passive exhale. And do you feel a huge stretch on that side?
Yeah.
Yeah, so huge stretch here on the left side. We're gonna condense things a little bit just because you already know the sequence. So we're gonna move to half happy baby. So he does the right side is the left side. This goes here. Strap goes here. Same thing, both straps in the right hand. Externally rotating here and pushing that heel. You got it. You're gonna have
As
to
it
reach.
becomes more loose, I feel myself leaving the wall. As
Yeah.
it loosens up.
As he loosens up, he feels himself moving away from the wall. So remember, what we're doing, this is a closed chain exercise, which means you're pushing your hands or you're pushing your feet into a wall. And extend the knee a little bit. Remember, we're joint stacking here. Okay? He's now going to move on to leg stretch number 1. So leg goes straight up to the ceiling. Okay? Leg goes up. Exactly. And then this leg needs to be straight. Perfect. And how's that feel?
Great.
So homework can be is we're gonna roll out with those yoga tune-up balls. You do this without a block. I would do it without a block for a full week. Don't add the block until you've loosened up and you're kind of used to doing this. Do it every single day. Very basic psoas stretch, but we're gonna do it to like 170% to get the most out of it. I want you to do pubic bone to breastbone, but we're gonna do what's called a posterior tilt. This is what my pelvis should be doing. Do you see how much I've changed? I'm gonna take my hands are gonna go here, and I'm basically gonna push myself away as I'm pushing my hip forward. So with gradient, do one hand on top of the other. Perfect, okay? So from here, he's pushing towards the midline here. He's pushing his hip forward. Do you feel that glute contract? Because remember, Jake, we talked about this. You said you didn't feel it that much, but you felt your glute contract. Every time the glute contracts, your hip extensors are stretching your hip flexors. So he's pushing his hip forward, and he's drawing his stomach in. How's that feel?
Good.
A little bit of a stretch. Now we're gonna do it with a little bit of a side bend. So from here, but now be neutral, an arm goes straight up to the ceiling and you're gonna side bend to the right. So he's still pushing this forward and he's side bending, but still push this towards the midline. How's that feel?
Fantastic.
Good. So he's gonna stay here a little bit longer. And this is another thing, once you kind of get used to this hip mobility exercise routine that we're doing, you can sometimes do the rolling out with the yoga tune-up balls and do the psoas stretch before you do the stuff against the wall. I have more to give you, but I just wanted to give you like 5 to 6 basic exercises. Awesome, you're done.